Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm getting ready to do, I was guided this morning to do I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it daily, but they told me a daily Divine Feminine reading and a daily Divine Masculine. So daily DM and daily DF, with guidance for each one individually. They said a daily love reading too. I feel like that one I just did. It was full of love. It was super powerful. It was my daily oracle reading for November 20th. So you may want to, it was super powerful energy of fire and passion coming through. If you resonate that, you want a dose of it, just sit back and just be pelted by it from that video, okay? All right, this one, I don't need this deck. Why am I having this deck out? This one I'm going to tune into Divine Feminine, okay? Let's tune in Divine Feminine, okay? Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what's most important for the Divine Feminine to know right now. To tune into. I want to start a fight. I've got my music on right now. If you didn't know me, I listen to music and get messages through the music too. I want to start a fight, like fiery. Okay, well that goes along with the energy from that last reading too. Like the Divine Feminine is needing to find her fire. What deck do I need for that? So what? I am a rock star. I got my rock moves. 144 on my recording. And I don't need you tonight. You may want to look up the lyrics for that too. Feisty. Feisty. Now, definitely go back and watch the reading that I just did. The title is What Lights You Up. Divine Feminine is needing to get her fierce fire back again. Not just, we do have to worry about it being tempered, but we have the new moon in Sag coming up. And it's about lighting up her life and being able to create her life. She's sick and tired of other people telling her how she should live her life or living her life according to the way other people have shown her she should. She's sick of suppressing her fire. She's sick of suppressing her fire, her spark, her sassiness, in order to also be soft at the same time. Let's get more into it. There's another deck up here. But so what? I'm a rock star. I got my rock moves. And I don't need you tonight. For some of you, this came from your father. So the second card that's out is the Hermit, but it was in reverse. And it's almost like your father caused you to not go within, but to hide this. The Knight of Wands came out next, but it was in reverse again. This really fiery, passion-driven, inspired part of you. Now, he caused you to hide that inspiration because it's like his imprint. His imprint was sharp temper. Like his fire came out like, ah! His fire came out sharp and jarring and like made you want to protect yourself. So it wasn't going within, it was hiding. And there were some times where your childlike spirit, you were in the middle of this flow and this fire and this excitedness, and it became too much noise for him. It was too much noise, and you'd be like, shut up! And it would jar you and traumatize and almost leave the imprint of trauma on an experience that was very pure and you expressing your light and being in a passionate place. So maybe you always wanted to be a singer. This is part of what was in that last video too. and you used to dance around the house and you used to sing at the top of your lungs as loud as you could. And there could have been like this one moment, or you used to play the guitar all the time, or you would make up stories or something like that. And you would do it so expressively. Your pure expression was triggering for him. Now, this could be father figure. This could be, I'm seeing an older brother also. But that person gets repeated in your timeline too. And it is like an ex-husband, and take this however it resonates for you too. It could be a woman, but masculine energy in your life, okay? So it could still be a woman, doesn't have to be a man. But when I say masculine, I'm talking about the masculine energy. So a husband or a spouse or a brother, I'm seeing a brother again, and your light, the way that you connect with your light when you are in a really dreamy, inspirational, that's what I want to do. I just want to go kind of place, triggers them. They want to bring you down to earth. They want to bring you back to earth and say, that's not practical. That's not practical, I hear. Can't make money off of that. Can't make money off of being an actor or something like that. Shot you down right away. Didn't allow you to dream. Shot your dreams to hell. And at some point you gave up on them. And any time that fire starts to be lit inside of you again, this old trigger, this old limiting belief that says you can't make money off of that, or you're not going to be successful at that, or that's not the way of things, it's not how the world works, gets triggered. And so you then dim your own light. You hear the echo of that belief and you dim your own light. It's like you stop and you suppress that flow. Now, that was done in an unhealthy way. That was a triggering kind of way. There is sometimes where that fire, that inspiration, you can become hyper-focused on it because there is this deep-seated need to express yourself, to be you, to be in the middle of your passion and not have to worry about that, not have to worry about that. I would love to do this all day long, not have to worry about bills, not have to worry about vacuuming, not having to worry about cleaning up after my kids, not have to worry about, I would love to be in this all day long, but it needs to be tempered in a way that allows for a balanced expression of it. For some of you, when you were children, like, they go all out, balls to the wall. They just are 100% in what feels good, and they just want to keep going and just want to keep going. And we need to teach them a way of making that be measured, having that make sense with the rest of our life and stuff like that. But for some of you, when you access this expressive, very creative kind of place, the thing, whatever the thing is that lights you up, when you let yourself do that, this old trauma gets triggered inside of you and you hold yourself back and you doubt yourself. Self-doubt comes in, insecurity, and major insecurity. For some of you, there's a sexual connection here. So in relationship, you are able to fully express yourself, and when you first meet somebody, you can be you, and it's like exciting, and you have this drive, and then all of a sudden, when the sexual energy comes in, you're like, and it triggers you, and you were triggered to hide yourself, and this is due to sexual trauma, whether it's an older male figure in your life, father, brother, uncle, someone in church, some family friend, whatever it is. Okay, so even if it is not a relationship, when you become sexual in a relationship, when you are in the middle of a creative process, let's say you're working on a project or something like that, your source of the way that you create is based out of your sacral chakra, which is your sacred sexual center too. So when you're in the zone, you are accessing the depth of your divine sexual energy in order to like create what it is that you're creating. And for some of you, because of the imprint of sexual trauma or your creative force being suppressed in whatever way is essentially the same thing as a sexual trauma too. Like people telling you to sit down and shut up, that you're never going to succeed and your gifts aren't good enough and you know, you're not talented enough or something like that. That's like them traumatizing your sexual creative energy, whether it was in a sexual way or whatever. I hope that makes sense. So whenever you're leaning towards it, you're guided to it. It's the only thing. It's one of the only things in your life that's where you feel good. That's where you are expressing your truest self. And for Divine Feminine right now, the imprint of that distorted masculine energy on you, making you dim your light, suppressing your fire, not helping you to temper your fire and find a measured path for it. Okay, well, how can we translate this? It was very jarring. It was very like, stop doing that. That is not going to make you successful. Stop doing that. It could have been a boss too. And 11:44 on my recording, 11:55 on my clock. It could have been like sexual harassment at work. That's a specific example. But it could have been I want to dance in the dark, dancing, being a dancer, like a teacher or something like that, telling you you're not good enough to make it to that level, and that's the only path for you. And so that's the only path that they can see is like you have to do this and this and this, and then go to competitions. And if you don't score big on competitions, then you can't do this. And their measure of success was imprinted on you, and their measure of what it takes to succeed, the type of gift that you have in order to succeed, was imprinted on you, and it made you feel not good enough, and you gave up on your dreams. At some point, you gave up on your dreams. And for some of you, you don't even know what those dreams are anymore. You had a dream back then, and it's sitting here waiting to be awakened again. It's waiting to be ignited again. This distorted masculine energy. We're going to light up the night like shooting stars. Don't be alarmed. Dancing in the dark. This is what we're doing right now. We're dancing in the darkness. We're dancing in your shadows. We're dancing in your subconscious, trying to bring whatever this dream is forward. There's a limited belief that says you're not allowed to dream. How dare you dream? That's illusion. That's not real. It's not real. And for some divine feminines, she's being told that the divine masculine that she feels is not real. You're telling yourself that because of the imprint of distorted masculine. The distorted masculine is telling you that love, that connection doesn't exist, that it's not real. It's not, in the mirror of your eyes. Echo, what song is this? I knew that. Dancing in the Dark. But it was, I guess I needed to hear that part too. In the Home soundtrack by Rihanna. There's something in that too. So they're showing me the way that I write out every single day. I sit down after I go for a walk. I sit down and I write the things that I'm grateful for and my dreams and aspirations. And one of my dreams is this life partnership, this deep soul love that feels like home. And I don't want to need someone else in order to feel like home. I want the reflection of how I feel, the home that I feel here in my body and here in my being and being myself. to be reflected in this and to have it be supported and championed. See how it just lit up? That helps me to grow. That helps me to stay lit. That supports me being lit. That's what I am attracting. That's what I'm bringing in. But when I write it down, there's this hint of this knowledge that says, but not the home that I always knew. Not the home that I knew growing up. When we say home, there's something that's triggered in our subconscious. Our inner child steps in and says, well, this is what home is to me. Distorted masculine, neglect, abandonment, distortion, dysfunction, fighting, trauma, survival mode. Those are how my inner child resonates with home. So if I don't get specific about it, talk about what home actually feels like, then the reflection, I can manifest someone who feels like home, but the home I always knew. And for some of you, that's what you're repeating. By squashing your dreams, you are going to continually have people come in and squash your dreams. The more you access that energy, the more you allow yourself to just be you, you're going to attract in people who want to squash that. Just having the awareness of that, you're going to recognize these people come in and say, oh, I called you in. Oh, that was me before I saw this video, though. That I recognize that I'm calling in the home that I always knew. What is it that we want home to feel like from now on? I want to be able to have passion, be inspired, say what I want to say, be moved by it, and not be attached to the outcome. So there is an amount of tempering that does need to happen when you get hyper-focused on something that you love. It's almost an addiction. This dopamine hit that you get from pursuing this passion or being passionate with another person or the idea of a project or pursuit or something like that. You have to let that drive you, but then settle into it and allow the universe to cooperate with you too. Not try to control all the other parts of it. So there's that drive, that inspiration that helps us to get that moving, to ask for it, to create it, to have it be a vibrational existence, and then also to sit back and go within and believe and trust as it makes its way. Allow the universe to bring all of the components of that thing together to make that happen for you. You may have someone come in and say, you're going way too fast. You're going too fast. You're moving too fast. And it's going to trigger that old voice that said, you're not good enough. You're not good. You need to stop doing what you're doing. You need a different track. You need a different, that's not going to work for you. That's not going to be successful. I can't possibly see how that would work. And it dashed your hopes and dreams. There is going to be this other person who is showing you that you're in the energy of that passion, but they're also going to show you how to temper it by saying, you're going a little too fast. You're moving too fast. You're getting way ahead of us here. Like if it's a project at work, like these other people can't keep up with all of this and there's things that are falling through the crack. It needs to be tempered in a way. And I was just seeing how, and getting the guidance that one of my Reiki classes needs to be broken down into smaller chunks. Because it's a lot of knowledge that I'm transmitting all at once. So there are those that are ready for it, and there needs to be the option for those that need it broken down into smaller chunks. So my master class, it's supposed to be three intensive days, 8-hour days, all in a row, and I was guided to break those up because it's just too much all at once. It's too much because I'm able to access such an intense energy. For some of you, it's the same thing. And you get to a place of where it just feels so good. It feels so good to be in this space. So this person is going to trigger that old voice that says you're not good enough, and you're going to want to pull back and stop altogether. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just know that that's an echo of that old voice. Slow yourself down just a little bit and temper it by shifting your attention over here and shifting your attention over here, distracting just a little bit with this thing and with this thing and with this thing, and then come back to it and see what happens and see what happens. You're going to see whether it's that old voice that says you're not good enough. Speak your truth. Or if it is this new, grounded divine masculine, is it the voice of divine masculine speaking to you through another person, through your boss, through this new person, through your friend, your brother, whoever it is, saying, okay, don't give up on that. But what if we start to build the business, you start to build this business over here, and over here you get a part-time job, and just to have a little bit of money flowing in so that you can support being able to do this more. And then you're not fully in it and in this focused zone for so long and can't get out of it and are putting too much energy into it. What if you got a job over here and that helps pay the bills and stuff like that? And then, we build the business as we go. Okay. Do we have to jump headfirst into it? It's very reasoned. And it's coming from someone who knows their shit and has their shit together and cares about how things flow for you, cares about the expression of you and wants more of the expression of you, right? It's different than the echo of the past. It is divine feminine. There is someone in your past who you associated with divine masculine energy, but you imprinted the ghost of the past on them also, or you were resonating with that old frequency of home and they represented the old frequency of home and then reflected the abandonment wound or neglect or trauma, whatever kind of trauma from your old home. It's like that was your idea of divine masculine. You thought that was divine masculine energy, but he was there to trigger that wound, to bring out that father wound, that masculine wound, for you to see it, to heal it, to know that when they're saying you're going too fast or it's too much, it doesn't mean that you're too much. It just means that you need to temper it. This is amazing. Some people can't receive it in that way. It needs to come in smaller doses. So in order to distract yourself from that, let's go look at this over here. Let's put some of that energy towards this over here. It can still be that same kind of like dopamine hit, and this is still going to fulfill you. Because when you see the money flowing in from this, it's going to excite you and be that same kind of inspirational energy. It feels a little bit different than this one does over here, but it's less of a fix. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing a direct correlation in your ancestral line to addiction. So whether this came from your father or your mother or your grandfather or whoever it is, there is literal addiction because they were suppressed so much. They were told that who they were was not okay, and do not tell anybody that you're like that or you do that or whatever, because you will bring so much shame to this family. They really, really had to hide who they were, and it resulted in addiction. So alcohol, drugs, sex. I'm seeing an addiction to anger, but addiction to people, addiction to something. Porn, I just saw. I didn't see porn, but Zombie is on right now. The Macabre. I'm seeing some real. I don't even want to see that stuff anymore. It's like S&M and stuff like that. Handed down the ancestral line that is waiting to be cleared through you. So whatever kind of dopamine hit you get from connecting with something. it's like that was passed down from the distorted masculine. Okay. Divine feminine. It's really important that we're going to balance it out with, it's time to balance this knowing. It's time to balance this knowing. There is a masculine energy coming in that it's like mastering your thoughts, learning to be a master of your thoughts. Okay. Sometimes those feelings take you over, but you don't realize that those feelings, the thing that you're physically feeling in your body, is a direct result of a thought that doesn't serve you anymore. If it's a negative feeling, if it's something that I feel alone, or I feel dirty, or I feel not wanted, or something like that, there's a thought, a subconscious thought that's telling you that. So mastering those thoughts and feeding yourself with divine thoughts, telling yourself that what they're saying is, they're saying you're going too fast, You're telling yourself, oh, I'm not good enough. They don't want me. I'm not good enough. I'm too much. And that's what you're telling yourself. That is not what they're telling you. So it's time for you to master your thoughts and recognize that that is outdated. It's not in alignment with you anymore. And it's coming from, I'm seeing it here on your belly, your umbilical cord, like it came through the ancestral line. That's the energy that person told himself. That's what your ancestor told themselves, or were told literally by other people. And it could be that you were told that too, out loud. But that's not you. It's not you. Now, sometimes because of the intensity of that thought, it becomes too much. You become too much. The energy that you're expressing becomes too much because there's such need to express that because you've had it suppressed for so long. There's someone that's coming in to help you master your thoughts. They're going to be an example of that. Now, it does feel a little bit colder. His energy feels a little colder. A little bit sharper, but just a little colder. It's meant to help you temper the fire. So we've got air and fire here. But it's meant to help you temper it just a little bit and to show you where your thoughts are deceiving you. Okay? This is the King of Swords. This is not a page who still really has a lot to learn. This person has learned to master their thoughts. Okay? And they're here to teach you the same thing. This was on the bottom of the deck. This is the energy that's holding it all up. So this is more grounded. Just there's a knowing energy around him. Trust me, I. Echo, what song is this? Good for You by Selena Gomez. You might want to look up the lyrics for that. Okay, they're here to show you something. This could be a soulmate for you. This could be someone who is meant to help show you how to temper your thoughts, to keep you coming back to, is that really, like I feel them, I feel their energy. Yes, divine feminine. You can feel and sense things from other people, but can you read their mind? Do you know the story that they're telling themselves? Or is this just a story you're telling yourself? You can sense other people's energy, but you cannot read their mind. Okay, that you're applying your own thoughts to this situation, whatever it is. Okay, so be clear. Speak your truth. Speak your thoughts. Say, is this the story that's being told? And allow them to speak their truth. Okay? They're either going to validate that, yes, that's exactly what you were sensing, or no, I can see how you would sense that energy, but that's not the reason why. This is the reason why. This is what I've been thinking, right? Allow yourself to be guided by that King of Swords energy, okay? There's a guide coming in for you. A guy. I just heard guy or guide. And I feel like he's leading you to divine masculine energy. Okay? All right. Divine Feminine, thank you very much. Love you guys. If you want your own private reading, if you want to dig a little bit deeper into this, all my information is down in the box below. Someone the other day connected with me and said, I didn't realize that you did private readings. And yep, I sure do. So all that information is in the box below. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Please help me out. Just let me know that you were here. Just say, I was here. Let me know what you thought. Connect with each other down in the comments. But just let me know your presence by making it a physical thing and commenting or hitting the like button, okay? Thank you. Love you.